Welcome back. The very end. The very, very end of diving. Just these two little fish searches left to do. Bernard. I don't think that's at the very bottom. No, it's not. Also not at the very bottom. Well, that's just gonna be floating somewhere out at random. Ugh. Pretty deep though, so towards the bottom. And the crab, I think, is actually on the floor. So one of them was pretty close to the surface. So I'll start looking around at this level real quick. But otherwise, I think, I could be wrong, I think everybody was basically along the trench. But at different levels. Difficulty here being that some of them are pretty small. Finding things can be very, very difficult when they're small. Jeez, see these currents. There's the monkfish. It's not usually at this height, I don't think. It's kind of weird to see. So now I need to go a little bit deeper. Crab should be at the very bottom, I think, like I said. And I think the little shell, I forget what they're called. I believe that one was... Oh, not at the bottom. Pillow crab. Well, kind of on the floor, but not actually super deep. I think that little mollusk thing was actually towards the... I think it's a mollusk of some sort. Was actually towards the deep sea floor. Somewhere. And then there was just somebody else who was on some shelf somewhere. Got a little bit deeper than this, I think. It's interesting how you basically have two styles of fish finding missions. There's the style where you look for a couple kinds of fish in isolated places. Like I'm doing now. And there's the kind, like the last one we did, where you just have to find a bunch of single tiny fish. I don't think there was anybody in here. I think it doesn't even let me go in there. Awesome. I'm particularly worried about that mollusk thing though, because that one looks like it was just floating somewhere. Towards the bottom, I think, but like just somewhere. Hi. Just a bird sitting right outside my window looking straight at me. Ah. I thought they were pretty deep at least though. But even if I'm at the, like, it's gonna be really, really hard to see this thing even if I go right next to it, I feel like. That was a bit more visible than I thought it would be, at least. Okay. At least I caught the gist of that pretty quickly. That everything was, almost everything was along that trench. At different height levels and whatnot. Not nearly as bad as the... More fish. As the cove. Oh. Well, those was in... Oh, jeez. Oh, dear. This might take some time. They decided to make this last one a big one. Okay, so one is just straight down immediately. I think one was in one of the secret-ish areas. I think the preview we saw was in a secret-ish area. Wait, no, that's the wrong one. Wrong way, Granny. Oh, this time. I'll give you the entirety of this place to search. And it makes sense they put somebody somewhere in here. And even this right here is a big place to explore, though. Even this little secret area, there's a lot of stuff to see in different places. And there's nothing stopping them from putting something like right up at the surface either. Like the vertical element of this is pretty rough. I'll make the assumption they're not going to put more than one fish in each place, though. So there's one down the trench at the beginning. There's another up by the dragon's nest. What am I stuck in? Not precisely how I got to this last sanctuary, though. I thought I was around here and in a very deep area. I don't remember if it was actually the way I came in or not, is the thing. No, it was not here. I'm pretty sure. Because it had stronger currents. Well, finding this is going to be tough, though. I thought it was in this general area that I'm in right now, but it was deeper. Towards the bottom. Oh man. Here it is. I might want to come here last, because I don't know if you can even get back into the main area from here. Because this is like a secret area within a secret area. So I might have to finish in the last sanctuary, if there's a fish here. It being so dark here. Oh, what the heck? This brought me somewhere else entirely. Wait. Wait. This is very different. I don't remember this area here at all. I can't even go deeper here. What is this? I know where I am on the map, but I don't remember the spot at all. Okay, well that's different. How did I get there? I want to confirm whether or not there's an oarfish though in that area. And last sanctuary. First oarfish was down here. Second was in the nest. But yeah, I had never even found a place where it was too deep for me to dive, either. That was also really weird. And the oarfish here was a little further up. Off to the west, I think. Yes, you can also come through here and just not find the fish. I actually don't remember where the oarfish was in this area. There we go. Now I kind of want to come back out and freeplay and see if that actually is an area that's too deep for you to be able to dive through. Granite. So is there a turn here or something I didn't notice? I thought this is where I was. It brought me back to... It brought me to that northern area. Oh, there is a fork here. Oh, Coelacanth is still here. That's funny. It's the only other fish that's here. It's funny. But I could still go up the sanctuary or blowhole. So it doesn't necessarily mean there's no oarfish here. Thankfully, oarfish are pretty big. That's my one saving grace here. So you probably won't miss them if you go to a particular place that they're in, but it's not a given. Oh, is there really not a... Yeah, there's really nobody here. It's funny to me that the Coelacanth is still here. Coelacanths are just always there, I guess. They've always been there. It's just their thing. The Coelacanth didn't somehow, not Coelacanth, assuming that oarfish and liquor can somehow squeeze into this area over here. Seems like they didn't. In which case... that means there's not. Yeah, what about Coelacanth do? There's not an oarfish here. This oarfish is at the very, very bottom, though. You see some bones up on the ground, too. I don't remember where that is. Where you found those bones on the ground. I can at least go for this first oarfish here, and then the one in the dragon's nest, and then come back and see what else I can find. Fish 1. This game has not really dared to be very difficult in most places, I would say. The game has on the whole been pretty easy. I think it stepped up the challenge a little bit with some of this diving stuff though, which is kind of nice. I mean, it's not my favorite kind of difficulty, but it's just like trying to find things and whatnot, because it ends up eating up a lot of time, which unfortunately I think for content like what I make here is not necessarily the best, because it can mean lots of content where I'm just kind of doing the same thing over and over, or looking for stuff and not finding anything. Hey, the sea flyer fries are there too. Yeah, maybe they want you to follow a particular route or something. So this time we will not stop the sanctuary. Okay, sit back out in the southern portion. It's kind of hard to tell what's dark where everything's going. Again, I want to come back down here later too and see. Take a closer look at this place where it actually goes deeper than I'm even allowed to go. I hadn't found anything in the game that was that deep before. Oh yeah, there are other fish here. Not just oarfish. But I would think that oarfish would be somewhere around here. What do we see in the opening? I actually don't know where this cave goes. Guess this is just... this is that three-way again. That three-way intersection. Do you like building mental maps of places? I do have to get to know this place pretty well. I wish a bit more of the landmarks got named. This helps me. Having a name for these places is nice. Helps me remember things a little bit more. And it gives them character. And I can name things whatever I want. I did end up naming a couple things actually back on Mount Angrio and we ski and snowboard. There's nothing here either. Where were those bones? Was it just a random area too that seems to have nothing in it? Unless there's a... This is that down current. Doesn't seem to have an oarfish here though. We've got the shipwreck too, of course. I can't imagine there's much to do in these higher areas. I could be wrong. So maybe I should look at them quickly. So I really don't remember. So one oarfish is just at the wreck. So the last one that I don't know the location of is actually the one by those bones. Or potatoes. I never saw the first time. I'll finish this next time, but where is this oarfish? We'll see. Bye everyone.